What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 61 of the Gridiron Garage. And we're back in studio. And I'm your host, Zach Curtis. And alongside of me, as always, is at
J-Law. What's going on, guys? Thank you for the introduction. I'm just hanging out with my two buds.
Who's your other buddy?
At Griffin Wyman, Big Daddy Griff.
What it do?
What's going on, man?
So, we just want to start off with appreciate all the follows on Instagram. Hell yeah, dude. We're building our social media up. We're going to be posting more clips. If Jake can get his damn viruses off his computer,
To the moon!
we'd be figuring this shit out way quicker. But yeah, we just want to appreciate all the new followers that we're getting. If we're getting new listeners, my name's Zach, the host of Gridiron Garage. We got Jake, the co-host of Gridiron Garage, and at Big Daddy Griff, who kindly lets us use his condo basement for free every Monday night.
So you guys have me now as the new lookup guy, so I don't know what I'm going to be doing. Sports edition, probably looking up stats.
Yeah.
That Zach's going to tell me doesn't matter. But
Stats really
I got a
don't
virus
matter.
on my computer, and every time I try to type in Google, it goes with the Bing.
Ew.
So we might be using Bing stats.
No, we're not using Bing stats.
Hang on.
Using Bing
Hold
stats.
up. Zach, what the fuck is this?
What is what? Oh, no. Keep it there. It was a surprise. No.
Dude, what the fuck, Zach? You
So-
traitor.
So,
Can we smash it?
You traitor.
so Griff had
That is
found,
not going on the table
Griff
forever.
had found
Never.
the surprise that I brought. So I went to Houston over the weekend, and I brought back the Cheaters rings, a.k.a. the Houston Astros 2019 AL Championship
Look how
ring.
big that thing is.
And, dude, it is girthy, man.
Dude, that's a thick old ring.
I want to break it so bad.
No, don't break it.
I want to.
Dude.
And it's got Altuve on it. This is the biggest, like, cheapskate box I've
feel
ever
how-
freaking
oh
seen.
my God.
That thing is girthy, isn't it, man? So I would assume
Right.
that since there was no fans in
I almost put it on the left.
2019
I was going to be married to the Astros.
since there was no fans in 2020, they gave the 2019 ring away in 2021. But yeah, your boy went to Texas, marked off 2 more stadiums of his baseball tour, and yeah, Griff ruined the surprise. But
Jesus Christ. I saw it, and I just couldn't believe my eyes.
yeah,
Yeah, it is hideous.
it is very hideous. But I just wanted to show the boys what I got down on my trip
Throw in
to,
the toilet.
to Houston.
You ever seen, I mean, there's areas where it's like common for people to wear
me
high
see it.
school,
Yeah.
graduate, what is it, senior rings? What do you get rings for in high school?
class rings?
Class rings?
Yeah.
I've been to places like, I think in Florida or something I went, and I was like, dude, I've seen like 15 like graduation rings or whatever today. That's so strange.
So we'll just go ahead and start
Ew,
off talking
gross.
about the trip. And
disgusting.
Houston, one, I didn't really care for their stadium. Griff said it was pretty nice. A few reasons that I didn't care for it. One, we were sitting there, and the PA person comes on before the game, and, if there's an unruly fan, text, blah, 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 blah. And only in Houston, so I've been to, I think, 18, 19 stadiums now. Only in Houston do they say, make sure that your signs are appropriate, and if not, we will come around and we will be taking them.
Wrong, because Griff actually had to flip his shirt inside
False.
out one day.
Dude, this is a fucking...
Where?
The Reds.
The Red Stadium.
The Reds are losers. So back in 2016, 17 age, when Joe Madden was the head
It
coach.
was longer than that.
It was 2016. It was the other one in the World Series.
Was it?
Yeah, because that's when he unveiled the saying. So Joe Madden used to have funny sayings for his team. It was like, supposed to be like oxymorons. I don't know if that's the right word, but it sounds right. But it's supposed to be like, ways to say something good that sound bad. So one of his things he used to say was try not to suck. He would go, hey guys, try not to suck tonight. That's what he'd say to his team as like a joke to like make him laugh and get him light for the game.
It's like that little league coach that goes out and tells his kid to quit sucking.
Yeah.
And start throwing strikes. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy that like records himself.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
like, your mom's hot.
So they made these shirts, and it was a picture of Joe Madden had those big thick frame glasses. So I had the big thick frame glasses, and it said "Try not to suck" on my shirt. And a freaking Reds official goes up to me and goes, "You can't wear that. That violates MLB's code of conduct." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "You can't wear any shirts or apparel with offensive language." And I was like, "What's offensive about it?" He goes, "It says the word suck."
Oh my God.
It's like I was like, the Reds are really this stupid? Like, come on, that's so lame. It says try not to suck, and there was like so many people. There were shirts out of them like flipped inside out and stuff like that. It was so stupid.
Yeah. I know. So with the whole sign thing, like obviously they were alluding towards that. You got the video? All right. Oh, my dad actually sent me this a few days ago.
It is funny. He's taking a sweet time walking out there.
Did I seem wasted during tryouts? because I can't figure out how you made it on this team. Practice does not appear to be working. This is why everyone talks about you as soon as you leave the dugout.
Dude, one of my favorite ones is you better hope that the suckiest Little League player in the world doesn't die, because then it'd be you. But another thing that I hate about Houston, so we also collect the ticket stubs, and we flew into Houston, and we went to the stadium before we went to Dallas, because that was the other in Arlington. And so we were trying to get our ticket stub before we went. And they were like, everything is digital. Like, it's through the MLB app. We're not going to give you a ticket stub, nothing. So as we're leaving the game, they're literally handing out these admit one janky-ass tickets, and they're saying that these are our ticket stubs for tonight's game.
So lame.
And so that
Astros, come on, dude.
and my theory is that they're trying to make up for all the money that they paid in fines for cheating, and so they just can't afford
Legal fees.
Yeah, so they can't afford the ticket stubs anymore. But I was a little ticked off. I was like, "You guys give us these, I mean, granted they are
So
nice.
they gave you that?
Yeah, it was like the first 10,000 fans got one of these, and they are nice. And they probably
I can't
cost
believe we didn't
money,
smash it. We'll make a video smashing it. Don't worry.
but these janky ass tickets, dude. I was a little pissed off about that.
We'll toss it up in the air and hit it with the Dean Marini. See what happens.
But yeah, I didn't really care for Houston Stadium. I don't know. You said that you liked it.
I just thought it looked cool. I've never been there. I just thought
I think
it
it's
looked
kind of
I
cool.
think
With
this
the
looks
train
cool.
on the left field.
Yeah.
I always hated it when it had the hill
The
in
hill
center
was
field.
dumb.
The hill in center field used to drive me nuts.
My dad asked me that, and I thought that I was in Arizona.
No, that was them. They got
it
rid
was
of
Houston. They
Was
got
it?
rid of it
Okay.
6 years, maybe 6 years
it.
ago. It was a while.
Michael Bourne almost got hurt. He used to be the old center fielder. He almost got hurt making a catch on it. He's like rolled his ankle on
It
it.
was so dumb.
I know. Made no sense.
Damn. But yeah, went to Arlington. Went to your hometown stadium. Well, not really your hometown. Your
Not my
hometown team.
Hometown team. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not from Dallas or Texas whatsoever, but go Cowboys.
I will say.
How big did their stadium look?
Dude, I want to know how Jerry Jones walked into the mayor of Arlington and was like, "Hey, here, buddy. You know what? I'm gonna call this team the Dallas fucking Cowboys, but we're gonna put it in Arlington."
I don't think Arlington cared because they made so much money off
Oh,
that.
dude,
Like the
for
city of
sure.
Arlington's made so much money just off that, and they got the Texas Ranger Stadium there too.
Yeah, but at least the
Texas Rangers of Arlington, they call them.
Well, yeah, at least they don't call themselves the Dallas Rangers.
Yeah,
But I will say, dude, Jerry World is fucking nice.
it's huge, isn't it?
Yeah, they had an event going on, so I couldn't go all the way around it, but I got to see between the Ranger Stadium and Cowboys Stadium. But yeah, it was nice, dude. Went to a nice little barbecue joint called Bodacious Barbecue.
Bodacious.
Yeah, dude.
That sounds like a butt.
It was pretty good.
Good gracious.
What else did you say bodacious for?
Bodacious?
Unless you were talking about a butt.
What does bodacious mean?
Good gracious, ass is
I have no idea.
bodacious.
You went to Google got to take this one?
Yeah. Good luck spelling it.
Bodacious.
I can
Bodacious.
barbecue definition. Oh, there it was.
Bodacious. Look
Oh,
at that.
there it is.
Bodacious means bold, audacious, audacious, or brazen.
There's a cow. Apparently, that cow is bodacious in the picture there.
Maybe that's what it is.
Oh, bodacious the bull.
Yeah, it was the 2009 Professional Bull Riders Brand of Honor Bull. The Brand of Honor is part of the PBR, was that Heroes and Legends celebration, the PBR's unique way of honoring outstanding individuals and livestock in the sport of rodeo. So that makes sense to name it Bodacious in Texas and a barbecue joint. I'm all for it.
This has been the Gridiron Garage
good?
Dictionary.
Dude, it was so good. And dude, one of the best
I feel like even
customer service I've ever had.
better than Texas Roadhouse.
Better, way better, dude.
Oh, dude, stop!
they
Stop
were
the
like-
slander.
No, it was a
You been to
small-
Texas Roadhouse?
Yes, multiple times.
Oh, you sound like a liar now.
And guess what? I went to Texas, didn't see a single Texas Roadhouse in Texas. Can you believe that slander?
Oh my God!
But
That's like going to Kentucky, not seeing a KFC.
exactly. Dude, but this restaurant was like going into your mom and pa's house, like, what can I get you, sweetie? You want some sweet tea? And dude, that's what they were like, and they were down home. Down to home. But I do want to say, this is kind of skipping the first part, but it felt so great to be in a stadium full of live people to see a live sporting event. I know that you went to Atlanta a couple weeks ago.
So the Rangers also have like full capacity, don't they?
Yeah, well,
They have full
yes.
capacity allowed. Not that they sold out, but they have full capacity allowed, right?
Right,
With
right.
masks.
Yeah, so the mask thing was kind of like iffy. There were people walking around with signs saying like, "Wear your mask."
Yeah, that's what
and-
they had in Atlanta too.
Yeah, but yeah. So the Rangers was full capacity, but in Houston they had whatever every 8 seats like zip tied closed.
Yeah.
And they definitely were making their money back in Houston because I think I paid like $19 for 2 tickets and for the Rangers. And after fees and shit, I paid like $70 in Houston for tickets. And like they were both nosebleed, the cheapest tickets.
You know what's funny about the mask in the ballparks?
What's that?
Is that you won't get onto Megatron unless you have your mask on.
Oh, for
like
real?
we went to the Reds game, and I was looking around, and I was like, there's not a fucking mask in sight.
Yeah.
And every single person on the Megatron has a mask on. I'm like, that's the only way you can get on. I mean,
know.
but if you want to get on the Megatron,
Just put it on, then rip
you
it off.
probably have a high chance if you put your mask on to get on the Megatron.
for sure.
The Megatron.
The Megatron!
I think it's the Jumbotron.
Is it?
Yeah, Megatron's a receiver.
Yeah.
NFL receiver. Jumbotron.
It's a jumbo.
A Jumbotron?
Jumbotron.
I think it can be a Megatron.
I think it's a Jumbotron.
Megatron is like a transformer, isn't he?
I think so.
Yeah, that's what they named Calvin Johnson after. Megatron. I swear to God. That's his
Right.
nickname. After the
It was
Transformer.
probably like the other way around.
What if they named a Transformer after a big TV?
They named Calvin Johnson after the Transformer. That's what I said.
Oh, I thought you said it the other way.
No.
I was like, how? That doesn't make sense.
Megatron.
Megatron. But yeah, dude, Texas was lit. Didn't really care for Houston too much, but Arlington was nice.
We went to we took an Uber when we were in Dallas, and we were asking the Uber guy, and he's like, "What are you guys doing?" We're like, "Well, we're planning. We're going to see a Cowboys game. We're going to go like look at Frisco and stuff like that, and check downtown Dallas and everything." And my dad mentioned he was like, the only places in Texas we've ever been, because we've been to San Antonio as a kid too. So we've been to San Antonio and Dallas now. And he's like, I kind of want to go to Austin, and then I want to go to Houston. Is what the guy said. And the driver's like, "Oh, don't go to Houston." He's like, "Why?" He's like, "It's dirty." I was like, "Okay, dude, whatever you say." He's like, "I used to live in Houston. It's dirty." I was like, "Okay." Uber driver does not like Houston whatsoever.
Dude, I mean, I kind of agree with him, and I'm not here to talk shit about the city itself. I just didn't like the team. But
Yeah.
there was so much traffic in Houston, too.
I bet.
It was
It's a
like,
big city. It's huge.
yeah, what is it? The second largest
What?
in the world?
No. Whoa, no.
No, not in the world. No, sorry, in the United States. No.
No. It's
Look it
got to
up.
be
No.
behind Chicago. It's
Yeah,
got to be
Chicago.
behind LA.
It's behind
gotta
LA,
be
New
behind
York, and Chicago for sure.
Look it up.
It's got to be 4.
Look it up.
Look it up. It's behind LA, Chicago, New York, but I think it's bigger than Dallas as far as population. I think population
I
is
know it's
bigger than
pretty
Dallas.
big. I don't know.
No,
like,
it is really big, but it's not top 2. It's definitely behind.
biggest-
It's definitely behind New York, LA, and Chicago for sure. America,
in America.
I ain't as good as Jamie, bro.
Jacksonville,
Gonna hop off.
What?
New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, top 3, just like I said.
That's what I said, you fucker.
I said it too.
Houston was 4. Okay,
Yeah,
it's 4.
see?
Fuck off.
That's
I knew
still
it-
high.
I knew it was behind Chicago. All right.
I didn't know Phoenix is that high up.
Damn, Phoenix City's pretty big.
San Antonio is bigger than Dallas too. Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
Dude, Philadelphia's a big city. I've been there a
Wow.
few times. Damn, Dallas was up there too. Dallas didn't
San
seem as
Jose's
big.
10.
Yeah.
What's in San Jose?
California. It's just California.
Isn't that where the tech place is? Or
Where?
No,
Jose?
that's
that's
Silicon Valley.
Yeah, Silicon Valley.
Where are
we
we
also
at?
got Austin in there too. Where we at? Cincinnati.
we're like
Cincinnati's low.
way down there, dude.
Where are we at?
Yeah.
Keep going.
We're like the Queen.
Oh, there it is.
The
64.
Queen. They're the Queen City because they're the second city in
Better than
Ohio.
St. Louis.
Cleveland has more than us.
Cleveland's a big city.
What?
They call Cincinnati the Queen
Queen?
City.
Because they're smaller than Chicago?
Because no, the Queen City
Or
because
Cleveland.
they're the second largest city in the state. They call them the Queen City.
the Disrespect.
Is Cleveland the
Are they the King City?
city?
They are when LeBron's there.
Yeah.
They lost their crown.
Witness.
Witness greatness.
Witness.
Yeah. But there was a boxing fight going on in Dallas,
Match.
and yeah, like in what is it called, AT&T Stadium?
Yeah.
But it was on Saturday. But whatever.
Was that Canelo?
It was a pretty.
That
big
was the
fight.
Canelo fight. Yeah. Canelo was in AT&T Stadium.
So
Canelo beat the dude.
I looked it up to see who it was, and yeah, it was Canelo Alvarez and Billy Joe
Yeah.
Saunders.
Canelo won.
And so it was the world record for an indoor boxing set at 63,350 people.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's crazy.
Like, that's wild.
People are so
Yeah.
desperate to get out of the house.
I know.
Dude, I know they are.
So, Jake, I got a quick question for you because you're a boxing
They're
guy.
like, wait,
I got
$250 for a seat? Sign me up.
I got a quick question since you're a boxing guy too. I got a text from one of our buddies who asked me what I
It's
thought.
Hunter. If you can find Hunter.
If you can find Hunter, send us a picture of Hunter. Did he ask you the same thing?
He did.
What do
He
you think?
asked Mayweather or Canelo.
Who wins? Yeah, and they're both in their prime.
And I told him Mayweather. There's like nothing. There's no reason why you wouldn't pick Mayweather, right?
That's
He's
what I told him,
50-0. He's an absolute legend. I said he is probably the best at playing boxing politics.
Yeah.
Like, unless that shit was right for him, he wouldn't even have took the Canelo fight, right?
No,
Like,
you're
he's
right.
so good at working the system and gaining it for his own benefit. And I told him I don't think that Mayweather's actually the most talented boxer ever.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't put him in that category.
say he's the
but
best
as the
defensive
greatest boxer in the world, probably.
I said he's the best defensive
And
boxer.
the best at working the boxing politics.
Yeah.
And hands down.
And
he's the best
to be
at
fair, he made a good point because Canelo trains with like Mayweather's gym, Mayweather on defense, and he like learned a ton of stuff, and he's really good at that now too.
Mm-hmm.
On top of being an insane striker, but I can't. Until I see Mayweather lose a fight, like he beats so many people. Granted, some of the, again, he
know,
played
I
politics, but he beats so many people just like not. I don't want to say hiding, but essentially like hiding where they couldn't hit him and tires him out, then just beats him in boxing. I just can't go against it.
I think
I love Canelo though.
how old is he now? Like
Mayweather?
people probably have a tainted view of what they think Mayweather is. 'Cause
Yeah,
they haven't
Mayweather's in his
seen-
40s.
They haven't seen a prime Mayweather in 15 years.
No, you're right.
You're like, oh, Mayweather's just that old dude that fights scrubs, you know? Like,
Yeah, no, I mean, I'd take Mayweather both in their prime, but I do love Canelo. I think Canelo is way more fun to watch.
Yeah.
And he definitely is a better like boxer, like better puncher, I should say. He's got more power.
44. He's still taking fights at 44.
Yeah, but he's gonna fight Logan Paul and kick the shit out of him. So
I mean, he fought Conor McGregor. You
That's
think
true.
that's
He was
like a
40.
nobody?
He was
like, I
40
know
when
he's
he
not a
fought Conor
boxer,
McGregor.
but
he was like 40 when he fought him, but yeah, I mean, he still beat him.
Yeah, at the time that like Conor McGregor was the face of the UFC.
he wasn't 40. What was that, 2 years ago? He was
No.
42.
I thought we were.
We were in
You were
college.
in college.
But
41.
he was 40 or 41
Yeah, I guess you're right.
for sure. Time flies, dude. You just
And
felt
then,
really old, didn't you? You just felt really old.
He fought Pacquiao the year
Yeah,
before
but
that.
they were also
and they were
they were
39.
both out of their prime for that.
True.
Like everyone wanted that fight 10 years
Isn't
prior.
it crazy that
Exactly, but these are the fights that we remember him.
No, I know
We're
what you
like,
mean.
Oh, this is the boxer. You know, we're not seeing prime Mayweather anymore.
Isn't it
You're right.
crazy? Like 39 years old is out of your prime for
Oh,
a sports
ancient for
athlete. Yeah, I
sports,
know,
dude.
That's so crazy to think
Jake,
about.
you ever see the video? Who's the one asshole on YouTube that like sucker punches everyone? Says he's undefeated. You know what
Oh,
I'm
that
talking about?
guy's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. He goes and fights like actual boxers, but
And
he like
sucker punches
he
them and
like
stuff.
pansies out and runs out of the ring. And
Yeah.
then, like once they let their guard
Well-
down, he runs up and rabbit punches him in the back
and
of the head and runs away.
They'll say like, "Oh, we're going like 50%," and he'll like full on punch him, and they'll get pissed off. He did it to Roger Mayweather, who's like Floyd's uncle, who's a professional boxer and a world champion. And he did it to Roger Mayweather. Roger Mayweather just like rocked him, like immediately rocked him back, and like he ran away. Then he just ran away. The
So
dude.
this is going to make some of the old heads listening feel old, but Floyd's first fight was October 11th of 1996.
He's
That was
old.
his first professional fight 25 years ago.
We were not even one.
You know what's crazy? He probably fought 200 amateur fights before that too. Probably 200 plus. Honestly, a lot of
for
those
real.
guys, like Lomachenko, when he was at the world's best like about a year ago, and he was the world's best for like 5 straight years. He's like the greatest amateur boxer of all time. So he only fought like 11 or 12 fights professionally right now, and he's already like top 5 pound for pound. And he was number 1 for a while, but his amateur record was insane. It was like 548 and like 4 or something crazy. Like literally fought over 600 something fights, and most of those are probably ones that he was just dominating people in the first round. So he take another fight the next week. You know what I mean? But all those fights were in the span of him being like 20 years old to like 24 years old before he went pro. How insane is that? Almost 600 fights.
That's crazy. So I want to pose the question, and if you want to pull it up, Jake, about Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul coming up on June 6th. What if, for any crazy speculation, Logan Paul knocks out Floyd Mayweather?
That would be insane.
Does that taint his career by getting knocked out by a YouTuber? Or
So yeah, he'd definitely get made fun of for sure. I think it would taint his career a little bit. At the same time, you got to remember he's 44 years old. So, but he's definitely a way better boxer than Logan Paul. But Logan Paul is definitely in way better. Well, I shouldn't say way better shape because I think Floyd Mayweather is still in really good shape. But like Logan Paul is like definitely bigger than him. Gotcha hat.
yeah. So
Gotcha hat.
we got an ad. Boo. So while this is loading, we or Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul, I guess, was doing like a media event or something, and they went face to face in the tunnel of the Miami Dolphin Stadium. And fucking Logan Paul took his hat and
Jake Paul stole the hat. His brother did. But yeah,
Oh, Jake Paul did?
Jake Paul's the one that stole the hat, but
Yeah.
it was for Logan and whatever. Called.
Yeah.
I love this.
Gotcha hat, gotcha hat.
That's the most schoolyard thing I've ever
I
seen.
haven't seen that view yet.
Yeah, apparently Floyd rocked him once in the ribs.
Damn, dude.
You see Barstool interviewed him?
Floyd?
Yeah, they interviewed Floyd. They're like, was that an important hat? And he's like, no.
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 It's a disrespect thing.
He said, What happened, but no, that's not important.
One of the Paul brothers got it tattooed on like his leg or something.
Got your hat.
Yeah, it said "Got your hat."
It's so disrespectful.
It is.
But it's
just
also
like
kind of funny.
it's such a childish thing because it's like grab, got your hat, and immediately turns away and runs. It's like so schoolyard. Like it's like got your hat, got your nose.
So I don't know. I just think that it's schoolyard, and I was talking about.
I thought it was kind of funny.
Like, are YouTubers going to ruin the sport of boxing? Because obviously, I think we've kind of grown up in like the UFC era where that's like big, and we didn't really like follow boxing like some of the people did in like the 80s, 70s, whatever. But do you think that YouTubers are going to ruin boxing or make it better?
I think there's a lot of things that probably ruined boxing, and it's probably already ruined. So,
I mean,
no,
they
I don't
still
think
make
so.
a lot
I
of
mean,
money.
it's bringing in probably more viewers than ever before.
Yeah.
Especially a different demographic of viewers than ever before. And I guess if you're boxing, the hope is you can take these new eyes and new views and spin them to watch a real product, to watch the top of the top fight instead of watching the YouTube fights. So I think you just have to try to capitalize on what's going on if you are boxing, but they probably won't. They'll probably fuck it up.
I don't think it's going to ruin boxing, but I think it's definitely going to sway some of the younger audience that just used to watching the Pauls and all these guys, all these YouTubers, and so they see them fight and they're like, "Wow, they're
Boxing's cool."
Yeah, they're like, "Boxing's cool," and they're seeing Jake Paul kick the shit out of people. Are like, "Wow, Jake Paul's insane. He should go pro," right? And then they're going to watch real boxers like the one dude that was at that Jake Paul event, the one who was like talking shit. I can't remember his name. He beat Lomachenko though. He TKO'd Lomachenko. Or he didn't TKO him. He beat him by decision. But that guy is insane, right? So then they watch one of his fights or watch Ryan Garcia or one of those guys. They're like, "Oh my God, these guys are way better than them." You know what I mean? So I don't think it'll ruin it, but I think it's definitely going to like, there's definitely some people that aren't used to watching boxing that see the Paul Bros and all these YouTubers like, "Oh man, they're really, really good boxers. They should go pro." And they don't realize that like,
I will say that one thing that's going to ruin boxing is like what we watched. What was it? Logan Paul? Jake Paul. Who fought?
Jake Paul.
Yeah, Jake Paul. Dude, if that is how every YouTube boxing event's going to go.
it was miserable.
Dude, like after 3 or 4 fights, people are going to be like, "Screw this." Like, I'm
After
not trying
one?
Yeah. I mean, I'd watch another one if it was like a big name guy, but there ain't no way.
It's
that
Logan Paul and Mayweather.
Yeah, like if that's how it was, I'd be like, all right. But if it was just like a rough and rowdy kind of vibe where like there was a concert.
The one thing about Rough and Rowdy that's actually good is they just keep feeding people
Yeah,
into the
it's
fucking
nonstop
ring.
fighting.
like
It's literally- there's like 5 minutes in between fights, and
Like
it's awesome.
the fighting is horrible and the production is not very good, but they at least just keep throwing people in the fight. Right. You're like, well, I don't know what's gonna happen here.
Well,
like this
so
fat guy's gonna fight this fucking
And you would think that,
muscle guy from
Yeah,
Muscle Beach over here.
I think just the glitz and glamour of that is one, you get like 20, 30 fights or whatever, like an insane amount, and it's like, I could beat up that guy. You know what I mean? That's what you're thinking in your head.
think, yeah.
And that's what you're thinking in your head. Like, I could be that.
You would look
think,
just the same.
You would think that Dave Portnoy would figure out how to make a good production. Like his companies were
I think
billions
it's just
of dollars.
part of what they're doing.
No, yeah, I think it's part of the whole shtick is that it's like supposed to be backwoods rednecks, like just beating the fuck out of each other. Like that's the whole thing.
Gotcha.
Because I mean, they definitely have like a good production value in the sense of like the stuff they're using to make it. But I think that's the whole part of the show is they want it to be kind of like a shit show and off the rails. Like when they had the milkman going out there pouring milk and all the all the ring girls. Like I think that's the whole
He had
part
his
of
own
the thing.
girls.
Yeah,
Don't
and
call
his
them
own-
ring girls. He had his own girls.
Yeah, but that's the whole point of it is like he wants it to be like this backwoods like rednecks just beating the crap out of each other and like to look trashy. That's the whole thing for it. I think.
Definitely wants to.
That's why
it's definitely trashy.
I mean, it's
no
been,
doubt about
it's
that.
It's been in like West Virginia like 8 times. They have like no rules for their boxing commission. Like West Virginia is like the loosest rules for like their boxing commission. So that's why they always have it in West Virginia.
That's crazy. Speaking of kind of like backwoods shit, did you hear about the Kentucky Derby stuff?
Yeah. Did you hear about what Bob
this, Jake?
Baffert said?
I saw the picture of the article saying that his horse tested positive because someone pissed on the food.
The hay bale.
The hay bale.
So the story that I read was that somebody pissed on the hay bale and like took cold flu medicine, and that's what came out of his piss. And then the horse ate the hay, and then he tested positive for like performance enhancing,
Seems
whatever.
unlikely.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like that. That is a long string.
But what if it's true? Like imagine the one time that's true and it's this time.
It can't be.
No.
It fucking can't be.
It was funny because Bob Baffert's like, they're out to get me. He said, my horse is subject to cancel culture and all this stuff like that. I'm like, dude, just admit it. You know you're using drugs on your horses. They all do. And like,
He
you got
even
caught.
said that it was the smallest horse in the field and that he was surprised that it won.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
I wonder if he was trying to cover up for like, I just gave this horse some cold and flu medicine.
I
How
mean,
would that help?
the
Is that
most-
what it tested positive for? Or is that like the
I guess so.
correlated drug that he could like
I'm not sure what
pass off? You know,
Yeah, I'm not sure what, but like,
Like, he
just
probably tested positive for a certain type of thing. And
So-
he's like, well, that's also
that's like a
important
lie
medicine,
that you
know?
tell your parents when you're younger. Like, well, I don't know, I ate some, whatever, and it just was in there, and then that's how it happened.
I think he tested positive for it, but it wasn't that it was like necessarily illegal, but it was over a certain amount. Like there wasn't just trace amounts. There's a certain amount in their system, then then it pops. You know what I mean? I think it was something like that.
Alcohol in the juice on the top shelf? I didn't know that.
So, most important part, which I know you guys are wondering, because again, I bet on that horse and I won $300 and something on it, and I get to keep my money. They said all the bets are final. So everyone who bet on the second place horse to win, that horse most likely is now going to get the win for that. But the bets don't count. All the bets stay the same because bets are finalized.
Dude,
That's
if
cool.
that
I
second
could keep
place
my
horse
money.
was like 26 to 1
I
odds,
know.
wasn't it?
I get to keep my money, baby.
Damn. Hell yeah. But yeah, dude, I just thought that was a funny story. Had to add it in here a little late. Next story is Wade Miley throws a no-hitter.
No hitter. I was so mad I missed it. I've probably watched like half of them, half the Reds games.
Yeah.
So I've like got like a 50-50 shot of seeing some shit like that. But I was out at a graduation. I was like, you made me watch your fucking graduation when there's a no-hitter going on.
I told her how selfish she was.
I was like, I can't believe it. For a graduate, you know, how boring graduations are. I mean, I'm proud of her for graduating, but like the actual graduation part
I wasn't going to say anything until you gave her some like
is not
props.
fun, right?
No, yeah, it is
It's
very
not
boring.
fun at all.
You get to watch like 300 to 500 people that you don't know their names.
The nice thing about living in 2021 is that you can just go back and rewatch stuff and get the gist of it. Imagine back in the day when like you could just hear, like if you actually missed it and didn't go to the game, you'd have to like just listen to recaps on the radio.
Yeah.
You know,
Dude, so
I watched Sports Center the
we
other day.
were at the
you have to
Rangers.
wait for Sports Center to cover it. And you know, being a Reds fan, they just put a little blurb in it. Like, oh yeah, Reds threw no hitters. Onward.
So,
Yankees.
Bryce
The
Harper.
But we were at the Rangers game, and it was the bottom of the ninth, I believe. The Rangers were batting, obviously, and there was a guy on second base with like 2 outs. And me and my dad pulled up the Reds game on our phone, and we watched that instead. I was like, great Rangers fans, supposedly, sitting here watching the Reds game on our phone.
You're the next Marlins man.
Yeah.
You gotta watch it. There's that redhead kid again.
Except that dude's buying like $800, $900 seats every single time.
And I'm pissed that I spent $70 on 2 tickets. But, dude, I for sure thought that David Bell was going to take him out. That would be just a notorious David
He
Bell
wouldn't do it.
thing.
No, David Bell's like it's not his MO. He's like, if a guy's wrong, well, I guess, he pulls people early,
No.
but I'm saying like, just like, as far as like the rules of the game, like you don't take a dude out with no hitter. I feel like David Bell
No, yeah.
is not the type of guy to
I know, and I
pull
say
it
that-
out during a no hitter.
I say that jokingly, obviously, but dude, if David Bell would pull it out, I'd be like, I wouldn't be surprised.
He
does pull pitchers.
He does pull
Yeah,
pitchers
he
early,
pulls
but I'm saying as far as like the unwritten baseball rules, I feel like he's
Right,
the type
right.
of guy to be like, like leave him in. He's
I
throwing
mean,
no hitter.
what's the like?
I don't think he's that bad.
Yeah.
What's the rule of thumb? You know, you can't let a guy go 150 pitches deep.
Well,
throwing a no hitter. You know,
Edwin Jackson threw a no hitter back in the day.
back in the day does not count.
Back in the days,
Back
like
in the day when they're throwing 85-mile-an-hour fucking cookers down the middle.
back in the day, like
No.
2015. Back in the day,
That's not back in the day.
threw a no hitter and threw 149 pitches in the no hitter and walked 8 people.
See, that's almost too much, right?
And he didn't give up any hits. They left him in. They won the game. And he got a no hitter.
yeah. Well, what if you
How
leave him
insane
in and
is
he
that?
blows his arm?
How insane
it
is
worth
that?
a no
Though?
hitter?
How insane is that though?
Who'd you
I
say?
mean, you know, if you're a player, you're
Edwin
going to be
Jackson.
like, fuck you for pulling me. But I mean,
was-
there's been
yeah.
combined no hitters all the time.
It was
this
like
is-
148, 149 pitches.
How many
I think he
combined no hitters are there in a year? Probably
Edwin-
more than actual no hitters.
Edwin Jackson threw 149, and Tim Lipscomb at 148.
threw. Let's come on.
I haven't heard that name in a while, but that was on Reddit, so take that with a grain of salt. I don't know.
There's a
Better than
lot of
everything.
combined no hitters. It happens.
I feel like
happens.
that only ever happens really though is if a guy gets hurt.
No.
I feel like I feel like there's more of those where the starting pitcher's gotten hurt than they've.
No.
I feel like it is. Yeah.
Combined no hitters happen somewhat oftenly, and
I agree with Jake.
they pull the pitcher.
Look it
for
up.
pitch
See if
count.
there's more regular no hitters or combined no hitters. I feel like there's been more of them that when people have gotten
look
hurt.
up-
I could be wrong, but
No hitters, and I look up combined no hitters.
Dude, this is gonna be.
How many combined no hitters?
I feel like there's been more regular
fact
no hitters. But also it might be swayed a little bit because there might have been guys that threw no hitters back in like the 20s that they never use relievers. You know what I mean? So I feel like all the no hitters pre a certain year were like all like single pitchers. You know what I mean?
This doesn't make any sense.
All the combined no hitters in baseball history.
Yeah, that's what. So it says 14 combined no hitters. There's no way. And then there's
telling you,
302 no hitters.
I don't think combined no hitters happen that often. I think most of them happen because a guy gets hurt and they take him out, and the bullpen just gets no hitter. I definitely think there's more no hitters every year than combined no hitters. That's why I was confused.
That's for sure. I think there's 9 last year. There's already 4 this year.
Yeah,
It's 5 this year. We were wrong.
No, there's 4.
So we got
was there one after?
we got
Wade
Joe
Miley?
Musgrove, Carlos Rodon, Wade Miley, John Means, and there was one more.
Nope. There's 4.
Swear there was 5 because I heard him talking about it today. That there was 5 no hitters.
I just looked it up today.
Unless I'm crazy, I thought there was 5.
As of 3 days ago, there's already 4 no hitters.
Okay.
Yeah.
4 then. You're right. Well, is that before Wade Miley or after?
Before. After.
Joe Musgrove, Carlos Rondon,
Rodon, yeah.
Joe Means,
John
and then,
Means.
or
John
no,
Means.
Yeah, John Means, not Joe. And then Wade Miley.
Okay, so there's 4. I was wrong then. I don't know why I got 5 then.
It's okay.
Oh, it's all right. But I'm definitely right on the combined no hitters. That doesn't happen very often. You guys are crazy.
Well, we just said there was.
I guess you're right.
There's only
Yeah.
14
There's only
combined.
I was like, I don't think it
out of
happened.
302.
I feel like most of them happen because the guy gets hurt. I mean, there's definitely ones that get taken out
At some point, like
for pitch count. I agree with that, but
for pitch count, especially I get in Wade Miley, you leave him in because you left him in for the 9th to get the no hitter. But
Yeah.
if you're in like the 7th inning and you're at 120 pitches, which happens,
I just feel like there's so many old head managers over the years that just aren't going to take the guy out.
you're probably right. I mean, if the player's gonna be pissed at you,
Oh, for sure.
and the other players
Yeah.
are probably gonna be pissed. But it's
I
like,
just-
Probably request a trade the next
I'm telling
day.
you, I would not be surprised if you looked at those 14 and like 9 or 10 of them were just because the starting pitcher got hurt in like
I wouldn't
the
be
4th or something.
surprised if he pulled him. Like, why you pulling me? He's like, there's a lefty up.
I know there was. I know for a fact.
We're putting a mirror in.
I'm pretty sure it was the Rays or someone else. I don't know if it was the Rays or someone else, but someone got a no hitter once. They did the opener where they just had a reliever coming for the first inning and they threw a combined
what
no
a
hitter.
motherfucker.
I know that's happened before.
That'd be
but
so annoying.
I don't know if it was the Rays or someone else did that once. I remember that happened.
I love the opener in a postseason game, though.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, we're gearing
The
up.
Rays
We
did a
got our
lot.
right-handed lineup in, and then they just swap to a lefty after the first inning.
Yeah, dude. The Rays.
No.
The Rays would literally pitch Blake Snell, pitch Tyler Glasnow, and then opener until the 2 studs got back. It was like opener
I
the
like
other 3
it.
games.
I like it. I like the move.
It worked for them. They made the World Series though. But yeah, no hitters
So,
are awesome.
The reason why I thought that David Bell was going to take him out, and it's kind of a logical reason, but like obviously I get the unwritten rule of baseball, but it was 0-0 going in the 9th inning, and the top of the 9th took forever because the Reds scored like 3 runs, I believe, and so that's a long time for a pitcher on a no hitter to be sitting on the bench. Like, to be thinking about it. Like by the 9th inning, you have to be thinking about like, okay, I got a no hitter on the line, and then second to take almost 15-20 minutes to sit on the bench. Like,
Oh, that's tough.
I could for sure have seen David Bell be like, all right,
I like how as the
glad he did it,
announcer they're not allowed to talk about the no hitter while there's a no hitter, but like the 5th inning, 6th inning before it's
Pops
serious. No, they're all about it.
yeah, I know.
Like, there's no hits. There's no hits. There's no hits. And it gets to the 7th, 8th inning. They're like, don't talk about it. I was like, you already said it like 70 times.
I could have seen David Bell taking him out now if the Reds didn't score and they put him in for the bottom of the 9th with no runs and he like walks a guy and still is a no hitter and they're worried about just losing the game. I could have seen him taking him out and putting relievers in.
There's an immaculate inning the other day.
It was, yeah.
You know what that is?
what does that mean? Like
It's
3 pitches, 3 outs?
9 pitches, 3 outs.
9
All
pitches, 3
strikes.
strikeouts.
Damn.
Yeah, it's
Shout
like
out-
super rare. It's more rare than a perfect game.
Shout out my buddy Cody. I played him in the show. Got an immaculate inning on his ass.
Did you? Oh, what a scrub!
No. I know.
Dude, don't swing at the fastballs up, Cody. Come on.
No, it was inside sliders and low curves. It was getting them. And then something else I want to point out. I looked at some other no hitter stats. So probably the most insane no hitter that never was. A guy named Harvey Haddix threw for the Pirates back in like the 40s. Pitched 12 2/3 perfect innings and lost the game. How insane is that?
Oh, perfect.
So
inning?
he was throwing 12 2/3 perfect innings. Ironically, on the other side, the other pitcher was throwing a no hitter, so it was 0-0, and he gave up a single and a solo shot in 12 2/3 inning. Finished the game, pitched 13 innings, 2 runs, 2 hits. That's it. The only base runners was a single and like a double or a single and home run. Look up Harvey Haddock's game. He pitched like 12 plus innings, perfect, and they ended up losing the game.
I never threw a no hitter. Not in high school. Not in little league. Nothing.
either.
Ever.
Harvey Haddix is like the best pitching performance that ever was, and just his team could not score because they were getting no hit too or something crazy. It was like the 30s or 40s or something.
It's kind of crazy.
Did you see it on there?
No, I was trying to find something else, but 2 no hitters have been thrown on the same day twice. once in 1898, so that doesn't really count. And then the other one in 1990.
So back in the 1800s too, they used to throw actual spitballs and mud balls. You ever hear about that?
Yeah.
So they made a rule against it. Like that was the first foreign substance rule. So they used to do spitballs so they could get better grip and throw crazy curves, and you would hit it and it would like splat and not go far. And eventually they would do mud balls. They would spit on and rub in the dirt and make it hard to see. And you couldn't see against the batter's eye. And they had to change the rule because so many players were getting hit in the head and beamed in the head. So in like 1898 or 1900, when they made change that rule, the old pitchers were all grandfathered in. So older pitchers were still dominating. The new pitchers weren't allowed to do it. Isn't that a weird way to do the rule? Also have another no-hitter fact for you guys. Who do you guys think the most no-hitters all time is? What's your guess?
The most no-hitters of all time?
Which pitcher has the most no-hitters all time? Another side fact, he's never thrown a perfect game, but he's also thrown the most no-hitters of all time. I'm going to say it, and you're going to be like, yeah, that makes sense. I'll put it that way.
Is it like modern day baseball or?
It's after the turn of the century, so it's like live ball era after 1900 or whatever.
If it's
all
fucking
I'll say.
Sammy Ball.
Sammy Ball didn't play baseball.
All right, good. I don't know. Yeah.
Nolan Ryan. 7 no-hitters. He threw 7 no-hitters. He was that dominant. He also supposedly threw 105 miles an hour. But obviously there was no StatCast back then to accurately
Should have known that.
say how hard he threw.
I took a picture in front of him.
Yeah.
Wait, who'd you say?
Statue.
Nolan Ryan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it a statue?
No, obviously it was a statue.
Yeah. Okay.
There's girls in college softball that would throw like 20 a year
Yeah, it's
themselves.
It's insane. Like the college good college softball
Good college
pitchers
softball
dominate.
pitchers that can
Did you
throw
ever-
like 70 with cut on them.
Oh, dude, it's insane. And then it's nuts. And then did you ever see Nolan Ryan? He's like 75 years old, throwing like 88 mile an hour gas.
Really?
He like threw a pitch. It was like 88 and like a pre-pitch. He was like 75 years old. It's like, dude, that dude can still throw hard. And that was like modern pitch track. It was like 88 miles an hour. Since
Yeah.
75-year-old.
So Johnny Vandermeer is the only player to throw 2 no-hitters consecutively. Could you imagine being that good? Like,
Dude, you feel
or
like the
not-
fucking man, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like 2 no-hitters right in a row.
Yeah,
Like
that's insane.
That's how Wade
18
Miley does it.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Dude, I watched a video and it was like one of those live tracks of like over the years.
I wonder if that's
home run
consecutive,
leaders.
like the next game. Like they did that shit back in the day.
Probably.
Oh,
Yeah, they
yeah.
would just pitch back to back. Yeah, for sure.
Like that might actually be the next game.
Cy Young will pitch like 3 times in like 4 days. Yeah.
He played for the Cubs. You know that?
Oh, Johnny Vandermeer? No, I didn't know that. So I was looking up, watching a YouTube video. It's like one of the live tracks. Like they do it with like billionaires and show who's the richest person in the world over the years, and it shows their like wealth. They did it with home run champion, the home run king, since like 1870 when baseball started. So it was a live track, a bar graph of all the people who hit the most home runs going in order over the years. And before like Babe Ruth, it's funny because it's all guys in like the 70s and 80s career home runs, like barely hitting like 4 a year or whatever, like barely hitting any. Then all of a sudden you see like when Babe Ruth's a rookie, right? You just see go up to the top and just beating everybody like 300 home runs. And you see all these other guys like Jimmy Fox that like took after him, just saying, "Oh, we can just swing like Babe Ruth and hit home runs." Who would have thought? And it's funny just watching like Babe Ruth just dominate everybody.
I saw a graphic, and I want to say the guy played for the White Sox like this year, but he has the most like runs scored, but like least amount of on base percentage or something like that. And the next person was Barry Bonds.
Oh, so I saw
explain
that.
that,
So
yeah.
that was just Monty Grandal, I believe it was. It was the catcher. So it's the biggest differential between batting average and on base percentage all time. So like how often they get on base versus how often they get on base with a hit, right? And so his was like the biggest differential over in a single season. So I think last year his differential was like 247 points in between his on base. And so he was only hit like 190, but his on base was like almost 400 or 3 something. And Barry Bonds was number 2 at 246. Difference was Barry Bonds still hit like 285 or 290 that year. He just got walked so freaking much. Everyone was terrified. It was the year he hit like 70 bombs. So his on base percentage was almost like literally almost 600 just because he was getting walked all the time, or almost 500 because he was getting walked so much, which is insane. He's like the year he broke baseball when he just got basically walked or a bomb every time.
So is he
That is
doing
insane.
steroids?
Yes, he was doing steroids. It was like 2004.
No, the guy.
Is Monty Grandal?
Yeah.
No, he's probably just got a really good eye, but he probably just can't hit for the shit. He has power, I know, but he just, I don't know.
That's crazy.
Anyways, so Zach, you're right. Payroll doesn't matter. Doesn't make you a good team.
Try to tell you guys.
Because Dodgers suck.
I tried to tell
Dodgers
you.
suck
Dodgers
right
are
now.
like 4 for their last 18 or something.
Yeah,
crazy.
they struggled.
They're just getting shit on by everyone. Basically, they ran into the NL Central and we fucked them up big time.
Oh, yeah.
The Cubs swept them.
The Cubs swept them. The Reds
Cubs
beat them
swept-
2 out of 3.
Reds 2 out of 3.
Who else beat them? Did the Cardinals beat them?
Cardinals
the
might have beat
or
'em.
no, the Brewers did. The
Brewers beat 'em, yeah.
Brewers
All I know
swept
is
them.
in span of 2 days they had a doubleheader. The Cubs beat Kershaw and Bueller on the same day, and then beat Bauer the next day.
These
I
poor
would have
teams
never
that
thought
run
that.
into the NL Central and they're like, "Fuck us, dude."
Do want to
Fuck
say the
us.
Dodgers are banged up, but still, the money's not looking well right now. To be honest,
I'm just saying.
I still think they're going to be there at the end of the year in the playoffs for sure.
How
but we'll
sick
see.
is that Dustin May? Is that his name?
He got hurt.
He did get hurt.
Yeah.
But he has some of the nastiest fucking pitches. The red hair.
Yeah.
It's like the curly, long red hair.
Yeah,
You seen
he,
that guy?
got the Sean White hair. Yeah, but
Dude,
it's
his
curly.
pitches are fucking
He's
nasty.
at the second highest fastball velocity behind.
You know when he comes back after
DeGrom.
Tommy John, he's going to be the dirtiest
Oh, he's
pitcher
gonna be so good.
in the
Going
world.
back to your theory, what if Trevor Bauer got caught and Clayton Kershaw, Bauer, Bueller all had the same
the stuff?
yeah, the stuff.
So no, the issue is if you look at
They
their
pulled the stuff from the Dodgers.
if you look at how they're pitching though, like especially Bauer's pitching really good and Bueller's pitching amazing. Their pitching is fine.
Oh, Bueller's nasty,
They
too.
can't hit right now. Like they literally, Cody Bellinger got hurt, and then there's someone else in there that got hurt. There's like 2 starters that are hurt on offense. I think 3 starters are hurt on offense, and they can't score runs. That's their issue. Like the Cubs were not hitting Walker Buehler. Walker Buehler gave up 1 run, and he was like just nasty. And it was a kind of fluky run off some like looping base hits and like a error, and he lost the game because they literally couldn't score runs. So that's their issues. They're just not scoring runs right now. Their pitching's been really good. They just can't score. No, I'm for it. I don't like the Dodgers. I'm just saying I wouldn't count them out because I could still see them being there at the end of the
Oh,
year.
no, don't. But they are in 3rd place right now, and that is not something that we thought.
And now
we'd
they
be
flipped
saying
it too.
this
Now
far
the
away.
Yankees are on a huge winning streak. The Yankees were sucking. Now the
saying.
Yankees are back up to second in their division.
Oh
I
yeah,
think.
the Yankees though.
I mean, they're still second in the division.
Yeah, but considering they were dead last,
Kind of was sucking.
they were dead last like 2 weeks ago, Zach, and now they're back up. They had the worst record in the AL like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I know.
They
Hopefully the
won
Reds
back-to-back
can go on
walk-offs.
these
Well, the Reds also had like one of the hottest 2-week streaks in baseball that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
They
And-
also went like 0 and
then-
8,
yeah,
0 and 7.
and then they just died.
Did you see?
But they're winning since that 0 and 7
Yeah, that's
stretch.
true.
Yeah.
So Stanton hit a walk-off single the other day. The pitch right before it, he hit like a 116 mile an hour fucking rope, just missed a foul ball.
Who
It was
did?
Stanton. Stanton hit a walk-off single, and he like just kind of punched it through the hole like they had 5 infielders. There was the bases loaded. The pitch before that, he literally just turned on it, straight down the line, foul, but it was like a rocket. They go, I wonder what the pitch tracks or the stat cast is about that. They go, 116 miles an hour. I was like, holy shit.
Dude, so I've seen I forget which one I was telling you. Vladdy or
Vladimir.
Vladdy, is that how you say it?
Yeah, Vladdy Guerrero.
So he plays for the Blue Jays, and I watched him do batting practice because that's who the Astros are playing.
Oh, he's insane.
And then I've seen Judge and Stanton do batting practice. Dude, 3 of the most
Tanks.
like spectacular batting shows that I've ever seen in my life, dude. Like literally just flick of the wrist and it's like gone.
That's
like,
insane.
Way
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah, Vladdy's
I've
strong
heard that
too.
Ohtani has the best, like the most impressive batting.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Batting practice.
I can see that. He's
They
got
say
power.
He absolutely tanks balls in
He
batting
swings
practice.
hard too. It's weird. His swing's so sweet, but he swings hard. Have you noticed that?
But Vladdy's cool. Me and him were talking about Vladdy earlier. Well, first we were talking about Suarez because Suarez lost weight to play shortstop, and he's been slumping ever since. So I was like, we need fast Suarez back. And I was like, well, Vladdy lost, I don't know how much he lost, like 40 pounds.
Yeah.
Like a lot of weight, and he's absolutely crushing it.
Dude, he's like yoked
Do you know-
now.
So
Do you know-
he's a thick old boy. He's got some muscle on him.
Do you
for
know
sure.
who was an advocate for Ichiro being in the home run derby? Supposedly hits tanks in batting practice because he just swings as hard as he can
Yeah, I've
for
seen
fun.
him. Yeah, I've seen
Well,
him
there was a Ken Griffey Jr. and Edgar Martinez, who obviously Ken Griffey Jr. is Ken Griffey Jr., but Edgar Martinez hit like 400 home runs. Supposedly they both said that like in his batting practice he's like, I'm not gonna slap hitting batting practice. I'm just gonna hit as hard as I can. So he would just swing as hard as he could, pull him down the line, and hit him like 400 something feet all the time, and it would just throw him off. Like, why don't you do this in the game? He said something like, "If I do this in the game, I'm going to hit like 200." He goes, "Why would I do that when I can hit 350?" You know what I mean? But
The OPS, Ichiro. The OPS.
yeah, but that was a different baseball.
The OPS, Ichiro.
That was a different time in baseball. You know that. But yeah, supposedly he hit tanks in batting practice because there was a one year they tried to get the Ichiro to home run derby trending on Twitter in like 2014 before he retired. And there's enough people that wanted to do it, but then everybody's like, why would we do this? The dude's hitting like 250 this year and he's old. We're not gonna throw him in the home run
They
derby.
can't just put him in for
Yeah.
a name. That's what they say in quotations. Like
Yeah.
they've never done that before.
Yeah, well, they put Vladdy in for his name the one year. To be fair, he was awesome in the home run derby. Vladimir,
2019.
yeah,
Right? No,
Yeah.
it was.
yeah, 2019. To be fair, he was awesome in the home run derby. He won, didn't he? Beat Jock?
No,
Or did he lose? He
didn't.
lost to Jock.
He lost to Jock.
That's what it was. But he was still awesome. But they
No,
only put.
he lost to the polar bear.
That's what it was. Yeah. But anyway, they put him in because of his name, because he was like the rookie and stuff, but he didn't have good stats that year. Now he's fucking balling though.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Yeah.
His minor league stats is one of the craziest. What are you looking at here, Zach?
I was just trying to count how many stadiums that I've been to because I threw in a personal segment since we kind of started the podcast off with me going to Houston. I kind of wanted to rank my top 5 stadiums that I've been to so far.
Okay.
And see what you guys think about them. So, again, these are the stadiums that I've been to, so don't fucking come after me in the DMs if I don't mention your stadium.
The Dodgers.
The Dodgers. Well, I haven't fucking been to the Dodger Stadium, so don't come after me. So, starting it with number 1, Fenway, dude.
Wrong.
I don't want to fucking hear it.
Number 1 is the best?
Yes.
You can't just start at number 1, bro. Don't you know how to do a countdown?
Oh, so you want me to go number 5?
No, well, you already done started at 1.
Well, I can go to number 5.
This is like saying top 7.
All right. Well,
Do your top 7.
we'll start at number 5. So, number 5, Colorado Rockies.
I like it.
Dude, that was probably one of the coolest stadiums with like the mountains in the background, the whole Mile High thing with the seats, the purple ring around the seats.
MLB The Show.
City was pretty cool.
That's the best place because you hit the farthest home runs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know I went there. I've been to Denver twice. Well, kind of in Denver. And I went on a hike, dude. You can't breathe.
No.
You can't breathe at all.
No, you can't.
I don't know how you go skiing out there, man. Number 4, shout out to old Griff over there. Wrigley, Chicago Cubs, dude. That was a sick stadium.
It's a cool stadium.
Have you been to it since they renovated it?
No.
It's way nicer now that it's
When did
renovated.
they
The
renovate
year
it?
you went was the year before it got fully renovated. So we had the big screens there, but they didn't do the full renovation. That was the first year. So now they have the 2 big giant screens. They actually have screens there instead of it
I
just
was
being
there.
old school.
Yeah.
Have you been since they renovated the whole outside though? Made like the lawn and they made all this outdoor drinking there. It's way more modern now essentially.
Is that when they like made the dugouts bigger?
So
I think that they were working on that.
they
when I
were
was
they were
there.
working on that. So yours wasn't done then. But yeah, so they completely renovated. It's super nice now. It's like way better. It's what's modern. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like way cooler just around there and stuff like that. But it's still awesome. It's like in a little middle, literally like the Packers. It's the middle of a neighborhood, which is just cool. But yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, no, I thought that stadium was sick, and especially with like the old history behind it because it's been around for forever, pretty much. Well, since baseball has been erected. Number 3 coming in at the Texas Rangers, dude. That stadium was sick.
Brand new.
Brand new.
Brand new.
And it was a dome. They had the roof open, which was pretty sick. The whole setup around the Ranger Stadium was cool. They had like the old stadium still there, and then this stadium was pretty much like in a parking lot.
Yeah.
And the when the roof retracts, it goes over like a nice grassy area, which is kind of cool. And then AT&T Stadium, where the Cowboys play, was like right behind it. So, I mean, obviously we know baseball is around in September. So if you have the Cowboys playing and a Rangers game, dude, that place has to be popping.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Dude.
It's probably packed.
Probably like I don't even know how many people the Ranger Stadium holds, but I would venture to say at least 150,000 people like in that area if the Cowboys were playing at the same time. 150,000 to 200,000 people.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people. Coming in at number 2, Jake likes this one. Pittsburgh Pirates Park. Pretty sick.
I think that would probably be my number 1 if I'd been there. I've never been there
Yeah.
though, but it looks awesome.
So I was telling Griff that like they shut down the street and you can like party and stuff. They have live band and then you go inside and then obviously the view's pretty cool with like the city in the
You
background.
get the Allegheny right there too.
Yeah, so that's pretty dope. And then obviously number 1, Boston. Just said that. But
I
that
want
was
to.
cool.
I want to go to Fenway. I've never been, but I mean, obviously it's a classic. It's like Wrigley. You know what I mean? It's like one of the oldest stadium, the second oldest stadium. I got my top 5 here, right?
Yeah,
So
let's
my
hear it.
top 5. Number 5. Jake's gonna hate this one, but I love the Miami Marlins Stadium. It's awesome. Have you ever been there, Jake?
Stop it.
Have you been there?
Stop.
You've never been
It's
there.
so ugly.
It's super nice. It's a really nice stadium.
It can be nice and ugly.
I don't care what you
I've
think.
met some people that are nice enough.
I'm telling you.
I've met
I'm
plenty
telling
of
you.
people that
I
are
know.
nice
I
and
know.
ugly.
I've met you before, so it's fine. But what I want to say is, inside the stadium, it's like just super awesome. It's huge. It's really nice. The big giant the rotating glass windows are super cool. It's an awesome stadium. It's really nice and modern. I like it. Number 4, I got Wrigley. I've been there tons of times. I've been to tons of games there, and it's way better now than it used to be. Because before, you used to have to worry about rocks falling on your head and stuff. The thing was like old and decrepit. I swear, they used to have these big catch nets above you, and
had
there was
them when I was
concrete.
there.
Yeah, isn't that insane?
Yeah.
They don't have those anymore, thankfully. Number 3, I have Colorado. Colorado, like you said, is an insane stadium. Mile High is awesome, and again, the mountains in the background are just super cool. And I saw some tanks when I went there, so that was cool. Number 2, I have Atlanta's new stadium. Atlanta's old stadium is really nice too, but I didn't want to put Atlanta twice on here because honestly, both of them are super nice. But their new stadium they just built, it's called Truist Park now. Super sick.
I went to the old one. I haven't been to the new one yet.
The new one's super sick. It's just like awesome. It's just like super modern. Tons of cool stuff around. It's like a whole little city they built around the Braves. It's super cool.
That's dope.
And then number 1, Old Yankee Stadium was insane. It was awesome. I thought Old Yankee Stadium was insane. I went there and like the last year was open before they
Was that Candlestick?
No, it's Old Yankee Stadium.
Oh, is that what it's
Candlestick was used to be San Francisco. But Old Yankee Stadium before they built New Yankee Stadium. I was there in 2008. The last year it was open, and it was super awesome. So I actually had a cooler ring than you have. I used to have a ring that had Old Yankee Stadium commemorating it. Way cooler than that shitty Astros trash can one. But Old Yankee Stadium was sick.
I want to get a little trash can to put it on the pod table.
Yes.
Put it on top of.
I will approve that.
I also saw Old Yankee Stadium when we went there, and we saw Derek Jeter and A-Rod hit bombs.
Dude, goat of goat.
Both of them hit bombs that day.
Anyways, before we
Have you
give
been
it
to more
away,
than 5?
no,
No.
I've not. I've been to 2.
I just want to say, Griffin,
Wrigley and Reds? Nice.
you probably been to White
Rank them in
Sox.
order.
What?
Rank them in order.
No, Cincinnati. Then Cubs. Let's go.
So I will say, hold on before we move on. I've been to 19 stadiums, and the White
How many
Sox
I've been to?
and the Reds are 2 of the worst stadiums that I've ever been to.
The White Sox is ugly.
The White
I've
Sox
never
is
been
ugly.
there, but I've seen it so many times.
The White Sox is so ugly because it's like Paul Brown Stadium, just green seats.
The Reds
and
are like known
boring.
too, though.
And that's what I was thinking. But
And
I think
they're opening the Dora, which is super cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
I think that the Red stadiums, the bleachers, is what gets me because I have like yet to go to a stadium where they had just shitty bleachers in the outfield.
Didn't Colorado have bleachers? Yes.
If they did, they weren't silver.
Yeah. They're silver.
Are they
bleachers.
silver? I don't know. Well,
Colorado has bleachers. I mean, almost every stadium has bleachers, but
yeah, but I don't know. The Reds just
you've been
like
to Philly
that
Stadium?
whole
You've been to Philly
silly-
Stadium, right?
Yeah,
They're nice.
yeah, that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
I like the way that they did their like fan experience.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, dude. Philly fans are just crazy. If I ever go to Philly, like I will never wear colors other than Philly.
I've been to 7 stadiums, I believe, but it's like 7 stadiums, 6 teams. I've been to both Braves stadiums, so. But I think I've been to 7. I think I've been to 7.
Yeah, I got to go back to Atlanta and St. Louis. But yeah, all right. What were you gonna say?
I was going to say that Albert Pujols designated for assignment after 21 years in this league, designated for assignment, 5th all time in home runs, and that Angels are just going to do him dirty. Just going to say, "We're done. We'll see you."
He kind of did.
Sorry, dude.
He kind of did them dirty.
You only hit 667 home runs.
I mean, to be fair, he's 45.
Absolutely fucked them on
He's
that
fair.
deal.
He's like 45.
That's what you think.
He absolutely fucked him for 10 straight years on that deal. It's
Yeah.
like, why get him now? It's like, just let him finish out the season. Come on, guys.
Broke your toe. Drop that big ass ring. Dude, I mean,
But anyway, it's a shame to see him go. But he has had almost zero production in the past 10 years for the Angels. They signed
for
him.
sure.
His slash is batting average 256, slugging 447, and OPS 758. So he has an average slugging or an average
Average
OPS.
OPS.
And they paid him what, 300 mil?
compare it to his St. Louis stats now.
He absolutely. Oh, St. Louis stats: 328 batting average, slugging 617, OPS 1037.
That's insane.
dude, that's crazy. One, that he's played for 21 years. Since you ever,
21 years, yeah. It takes that many years to hit 667
Just
home runs.
put in a quick perspective of how insane he was when he was the best hitter in baseball for the St. Louis. So Chris Bryant's having an insane year this year. His OPS is 140 or 1040.
Yeah.
and this is his
How
highest
do you
OPS.
say it? What's the correct way to say it when they're over 1,000?
1040, yeah.
1,040.
So his OPS is 1040, which is like his highest of his career right now. If he were to finish the season at this, this is just one season, and Pujols averaged over 11 years, just
For 11 years.
3 points shy of that averaged. That's insane.
Yeah. It's absolutely nuts.
That is nuts.
He was literally.
I'm curious to see what
in
Trout's
that
average
era,
OPS
if
is.
you asked them who was the best hitter in the league,
Pujols.
no doubt they were 100% going to say Pujols.
Yeah, it's
But,
Pujols.
he is super old, and actually, I think the past 3 years, he's the slowest home to first time.
Nice.
Out of anyone in the entire league.
Nice.
You're going to tell me that age doesn't matter? You say Floyd Mayweather fighting at 44, age doesn't matter? This man can't even run to first base, the slowest in the league.
that's why he has home runs so much.
He doesn't have to run.
He's always got his home run
I don't
trot
have to
on.
run that
I'll tell
one
you
off.
what, there's something about a classic video of just Pujols pimping one, because his pimps weren't like him flipping the bat. It was just him, like he hit it, and he just looked at it, you're like, that's like, as soon as you hit it, you're like, that's gone. He just dropped the bat and just casually
He's
walked
got
on
a
the
nice
bases.
little flick, I feel like.
He does, yeah.
It's not like
Have you
a
ever noticed he
bat
shakes
flip,
his
it's
hands
like
when
a-
he swings? You notice when he loads up, his hands like do this? It's really weird. Watch like an old clip of him like batting.
I thought you were saying because he was old.
No, no, it's like prime Pujols when he was like
He uses his bat as a cane when he steps up.
like prime Pujols when he told everyone he was like 27 and stuff like that. Just watch like his hands. Like he literally, as the ball comes and he loads up, they just like he shakes like this. It's the weirdest thing. I think it's like a timing thing he probably does in his head. But I've tried to do it before, and like the amount of wrist strength you have to do that with a bat that heavy to like shake it like that, like and think about doing it. It's like he's a strong dude, and he's yeah.
But anyways, I just wanted to cover that because he's a legend of the game. And it's sad to see him go, and he still wants to play, but there's no way anyone's.
I would love to see him get 700 home runs, but I just don't think it'll happen. It's gonna be
that would take 2 more years.
Yeah,
That's not gonna
I know.
happen.
It's gonna be the A-Rod effect where the Yankees got rid of him at 4 home runs away, and there's no one to sign him though because he's not really gonna produce. You know what I mean?
So I
And
don't
A-Rod's
see him
kinda
playing
dick,
anywhere
so.
else. It's the end of his career, but it was a great career for.
Oh yeah, Hall of Famer, first
St.
ballot.
Louis.
First ballot.
Yeah,
First ballot
I
should
would
be.
say so.
We'll see if the baseball writers let him in. Oh, you
The
gotta sit on.
fifth all-time in home runs.
He's got to sit on the ballot for at least 3 years for him to vote. He's not going to be unanimous. I know that. I think he'll be first ballot.
5th all-time home
No,
runs?
I agree. He's gonna be first ballot, but there's gonna be the old heads in baseball like they're the ones who don't put in anyone. They just like set an empty blank card in. Like, you fucking losers. They didn't sit on the ballot long enough. It's stupid.
Yeah, that is stupid.
Well, what? So like
get
5
the
years
MLB.
on the line, he has better stats than 5 years before? No, he's been retired the whole time. His stats stay the same. He's still gonna be a Hall of Famer. It's dumb. Dumb.
You know who's not going to be a Hall of Famer?
Zach Taylor?
Zach Taylor. I'm sick and tired of his shit. So
What did he do?
He sucks. That's what.
What
he
has he
did.
done between this week and last episode? You say I'm sick and tired of his shit.
I'm just sick and tired of his shit.
He drafted the player you wanted.
I feel like he tries to defend himself, but neither one of us ever say that he's good.
No.
It's like, I don't know. You always get heated about Zach Taylor, and we're like, we're with you here, bud.
I just think it's too early to fire him. I think he should get a full year.
It's the optical.
I think he
David
should.
Bell, I disagree with you. Zach Taylor, I agree with you.
I think he should get a full year with a healthy team.
Yeah.
And regardless, if he does bad this year, say Joe Burrow gets hurt again, or the team just does bad and they have a bunch of injuries, I think he's still gonna get fired. He should be fired. But
So
I
what
put
sparked this is that the NFL, I don't know who posted it. NFL posted a mock draft.
Adam Scheffner did
Adam Scheffner mock draft, and he had the Bengals with pick 5,
at pick 5 still.
which must be a trade up.
That's what I was thinking. Like, what did they trade from 32 to 5?
How
Like,
the fuck did they get the 5th pick?
Yeah.
Schefter?
so Zach went from last week saying that anything less than 10 wins is a disappointment to then seeing Schefter putting him at 5, being like, shit, maybe I overrated the Bengals a little bit.
No, did they trade it up for sure? He's already predicting trades, which is crazy by Schefter.
Oh gosh.
Dude, but that's what makes me so mad. It's like, you're gonna make fun of me, but on paper, dude, other than their offensive line, like,
On paper.
they have. All right,
I like how he doesn't like stats, but he says on paper.
On paper, Albert Pujols was a good signing.
Okay,
No,
so
no.
sidebar here. We were watching the Reds game before we started recording, and the announcers kept saying "on paper," and I was
paper.
like, "I'm not crazy. People say it."
No, people do say it, but they're
think it's
referring
kinda
to
dumb.
like the stats on the back of your playing card.
Anyways,
Kinda.
I mean, we've already said this. Stats matter, but people just use stats in stupid ways.
That's
so-
what on paper means.
I know, but I get that stats
If
matter.
you add up all the stats of the individual players and
when-
put them on paper, they
when
should be
people
good.
try to argue stats with me, I'm not a stat head, but when they're just so stupid with it, that's why I say stats don't matter.
Well, I think you're stupid with it, so it goes both ways.
Anyways, I just think Zach Taylor's trash, and I think that they have a good offense, and they're trying to build their defense up a little bit. And for Scheffner to put them at number 5, like, I'm about to invest 17 weeks of my fucking.
It
No,
sucks
Chris,
because you
think
can't really
about it,
say you
though.
know more than
17
Scheffner, you know?
No, yeah, I mean, seriously, think
And
about
I'm
it.
gonna
though.
be disappointed
look
again.
Look at their last 2 seasons they've had, though. Like, that's why I just in the division there. I don't think you can expect them to have like an insane season. They might do it. They might have a really good year, and their offense, I think, like you said, is going to be good. I just hope their offensive line plays well. That's really the only kind of question mark on their offense is their O-line, right? But based on the last 2 seasons, I just don't I know who blames them for putting them 5. Like, why would you blame them for that? You know
I
what I
don't
mean?
blame them, but it just pisses me off because, like, we're drafting good people. We upgraded
Yeah, but
the
they're
line.
still super young, though. That's the one thing you got to remember.
We upgraded the offensive line. Now, is it the best in the league? No, I'm not saying that, but we did upgrade it from Bobby Hart and
They
whoever
did.
else we
Bobby
had
Hart,
on
no
there.
matter what, was an upgrade, so that's good.
Yes.
All I'm saying is you can't blame him for putting him number 5. Like literally, you could have put the Bengals at number 5 in the mock draft and be like, yeah, I mean, I can see that. And you could have put them at number like 14 and be like, yeah, I can see that. You know what I mean? It's the same deal. I don't
Put him
think.
at 32.
I don't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have said the same thing there, but I could see the Bengals having a good season. I could see them winning 7 to 10 games in that range. I could also see them winning 4 games.
They'll be good.
I
could
could
also
also
it's
see
going to be hard to win those divisional games.
I agree.
Other than that,
But that's what I'm saying. I could also see them winning 4 games too. So you never know. The NFL's crazy.
At least in the division, we split one with the Steelers. The Browns, I feel like, is a toss-up because both games.
I think the
looked
Browns
really good.
I think the Browns are the best team in the division, though.
The Bengals and Browns matchup looked
true.
very good last year.
That is true.
And then I think that the Ravens somehow they have a great team that is just gonna like
fuck out of the Bengals.
Yeah, that's what it
and
was.
They just
Yeah,
come
yeah.
after them, and there's like no hope for the Bengals.
Yeah, but I don't like. I know that the
a tough
Ravens have a
division.
good team.
It's a tough division. The Ravens also have the Bengals number over the last 5 years.
But I just don't get how the Ravens are so good because like anymore now I feel like they don't really have like a standout guy like Lamar Jackson obviously, but remember when they had Suggs and
Ray Lewis.
Yeah, Ray Lewis, like
Ed
those
Reed.
guys and Joe Flacco, like that Ravens team, I was like, hell yeah, they're about to beat the shit out of everybody. But now I'm just like
Joe Flacco won a Super Bowl MVP.
yeah.
Little known fact.
Yeah. So I don't know, dude. It just I think that they have a chance in the AFC North, but I don't think that they'll do well. But
I think they're
five
good.
surprises.
I
They
think they're a
kind of
good team.
came whenever they started this new offense and this whole new Ravens kind of team, and they were on the upcome. I think they really scared me, and I was like, "Oh shit! Like they're going to be something different." I don't know what to expect, but I feel like they've kind of showed their cards, and everyone knows what to expect. And
We'll see.
I think they're definitely beatable.
I think the Browns are the best team in that division.
Browns are good.
I think they're the best team. I also think that, think about it this way. If Joe Burrow doesn't get hurt, they don't have Jamar Chase in their team. So just remember that. Like, they're going to win more games. They're not going to get that high of a pick. I don't think that Jamar Chase is a Tiger or is a Bengal if Burrow never gets hurt.
But now we have Burrow, Jamar Chase.
No, I understand that.
Higgins,
Their offense is good.
and they're putting them at 5 still.
But because
Schefter
that's
on.
why I said I can't blame them because their division's so good. They could easily finish last in the division still. They could easily do that because their division's so good. The Steelers have had their number the last 5 years, right?
Right.
They could easily win 5 games and only win 1 game in their division.
Well,
they could also see them winning 8 games and winning splitting their division some way or somehow. You know what I mean? Because I think division is a big way to go because it's just an example here, right? The Cowboys division is so shitty. I could see the Cowboys winning 11 games in a shitty division. I could see the Cowboys winning 4 games and just playing terrible, have a terrible defense again. It's just a toss-up, especially being in a division that good, and then vice versa for the Cowboys being in a terrible division. You never know.
So I do agree that the AFC North is good, and I'm taking the biased Bengal fan out of me. Like I do think that it is a hard division to play in, but they also have to play the Chiefs next year, the Packers, which are pretty decent.
The Vikings too, probably.
Yeah, they play the Vikings, and let's see here. Yeah, those are like the powerhouse teams. I don't know when, but that's what the Bengals released. So those are some pretty hard teams to play outside of the division, too.
You know what every other team's thinking, though, right? Oh, we got the Bengals on our. That's an easy win.
That was
That's what
last
they're
year
thinking.
when Bengals and Washington, like the Washington game up.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, every Bengals fan sitting there like, we're going to beat the shit out of Washington. All the Washington fans are like, we're going to beat the shit out of the Bengals.
But the Bengals did beat the Titans, the Steelers last year.
The Titans was insane.
We're like, what the fuck? Yeah, they almost beat the Colts, and their defense screwed that up. But those have been 3 big wins.
What the fuck? They beat that came out of nowhere, dude. No one expected them to beat Tennessee last year.
And didn't Derrick Henry run for like an absurd amount of yards that game too?
I can't remember.
No, I'm not sure.
Anyways, what's this thing going on about the Packers and their QBs?
So I don't have the clip.
And also, what is the clip?
I forgot to pull it up. I'm sure you could Google like Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers clip, and it would be recent. But pretty much with the Packers, I know we touched on this some last week, but the Packers going out looking for QBs because they don't think that Aaron Rodgers is going to be there for minicamp. And Brett Favre pretty much came out and was like, yeah, I think that Aaron Rodgers is done. Yeah. Did you see this clip?
I didn't see it. I think he's still going to be a Packer, though. We'll see. I'll believe he's not a Packer when Schefter announces or someone announces that he's getting traded or going somewhere else. Also, Schefter kind of fucked him, guys. Did you guys see that?
No, it didn't.
So Schefter was the one that broke the news, the bombshell news about on draft night of him saying that Aaron Rodgers, like according to sources or whatever, Aaron Rodgers is unhappy and like he's heard that he wants out and all this like that. So no one actually said that though. So people were getting mad at Schefter because usually Schefter's really like on point. He like knows exactly what's going on. Mm-hmm. No one from the Packers, no one from Aaron Rodgers' agent, no one from either camp came out and said Aaron's not happy and he might not be here next year. all it was is he was hearing rumblings around the league. He just heard multiple people say like, "Oh, Aaron Rodgers isn't happy," but none of them were related to Aaron, and none of them were related to the Packers. So he just kind of went with the story. So people were mad. That's why Aaron Rodgers was mad at the Kentucky Derby when he said that. He's upset that this news got out because Aaron Rodgers assumed, okay, the Packers told them that he's unhappy. That's why he's upset about that. But no one actually like broke the news except Schefter just kind of went with it, which I thought was kind of shitty. You know what I mean?
I don't know. We can't find the clip, but yeah, I did hear that
Schefter just kind of went with it. And he didn't have all the facts, and so some people were mad at it. So now people were starting to think that he still might stay with them, but I think there's definitely a little bit of a disconnect there. So I think he's still going to be a Packer. I'll believe he's not a Packer whenever he's announced he's traded. You know what I mean? Or he announces he retires.
Well, will he still go on your favorite show if he's not a Packer anymore?
probably.
Think so?
Well,
Him and Pat go way back?
Him and Pat are friends.
Well, him and AJ Hawk are really good friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I think that AJ Hawk will be like, "Hey, come on our show." It's pretty much like the Pat McAfee and AJ Hawk show now.
Yeah.
And then Gez comes on.
Well, what did AJ Hawk even say too? He said he like kind of wanted out of the Green Bay, and then he went to another team, and then he's like, I miss Green Bay. Why did I want to leave? He like said something like that.
He said something along those lines where he knew that he was getting to the end of his career, and he's from not
Ohio.
He's from somewhere in Dayton, I believe.
He went to Ohio State, so
Yeah, but he's from like what's that town? Kettering, maybe? Somewhere, I don't know. Somewhere around Dayton is where he's from. So he wanted to play for the Bengals. Played for the Bengals for a year, and then the Bengals released him, and he signed with the Falcons, and then that's where he retired, was with the Falcons. But yeah, he was pretty much like, yeah, I miss Green Bay because he played there. I mean, if you play there for what, 8-9 years, yeah.
Played there for a long time.
I'd probably
Pretty good
miss
player
it
too.
Griff, before we go on to some Cowboys talk, because I know you get a hard on, Tim Tebow plans to sign with Jacksonville. Did you guys see this?
Yeah, I don't think
I
he's
hope
gonna
so.
I don't think he's gonna make the team.
I don't think he will either.
People are hyping him up, and I agree. Like, he still has to make the team.
He looks like a fucking athlete.
Dude, I mean,
I'll tell you that. I don't know what they got that picture from. If that was an old picture of him with the new jersey on, like the jersey swap, how they do that.
Yeah.
When you get a new team and they swap the jersey. I
There's
don't
probably
know.
a picture of him in his playing days. He just
You
swapped
think
the
it
jersey,
was?
for sure.
Because he looked jacked.
he's probably
Well,
still
think
young.
about this. He hasn't
still jacked, for sure.
played football in 8 years. So
Yeah,
like,
but
if I-
he's still jacked.
No, I understand that. But what I'm saying is he hasn't played football in 8 years to the point where if they're going to find a clip of him wearing a jersey, it's going to be an old clip of him they have to Photoshop. You know what I mean? It's not like he's like, oh, let me go put on this stuff immediately and then let him take
I
pictures.
don't know.
I don't know. If Trevor Lawrence is for it, dude, I've said this before, Taysom Hill roll.
I don't see it. He's going to be a tight end.
That'd be
Full on tight end.
gross.
I can see him actually doing like a little stupid jump pass, like a reverse to him, and he just like tosses it. But he's not. They're not going to. I don't think they're going to run Taysom Hill package with him.
I just know that Tim Tebow has more playoff wins than I've ever seen the Bengals win. So
Not more than Dak Prescott, thank God, though. That would have been embarrassing. If they paid Dak Prescott that match and he had less playoff wins than Tim Tebow, thank God he doesn't. Speaking of Dak Prescott, he said he could play today if he had to. His leg is feeling so good. So comeback season on. I have high hopes for the offense, not very high hopes for the defense. I'm just going to be honest. I've seen a lot of Cowboy fans on Twitter hyping up the defense, saying, "Oh, they're going to get better." They drafted Micah Parsons, who's going to help them out. They're going to play better. DeMarcus Lawrence played well at the end of the season. Their secondaries can get a year older with some young guys. I'll believe it when I see it. As far as the defense goes, I don't see them being good. So I think Washington is probably the best team top to bottom, but it's just the quarterback play. That's literally the only question, right? They have a really good offense, too, because they got insane receivers now with Curtis Samuel and Terry McLaurin. Their defense is legit, right?
Dude,
So
their defense is scary good.
their defense is legit good.
What if Aaron Rodgers dips out for
Oh,
Washington?
God. I would hate my
I would
life.
fucking laugh so hard.
I've seen this dude fuck the Cowboys so many times. If he went to Washington, I would hate my life. I would literally buy an Aaron Rodgers jersey just to burn it. If Aaron Rodgers goes to the Washington football team, I will buy an Aaron Rodgers jersey just so I can burn it because I'll hate him so much. But the quarterback's their only question they're going to have. So, I think that defense is good enough in the situation where, and their offense is good too, because they actually have a really good offense too, that they can have a mediocre quarterback going into the playoffs, especially in that shitty of a division. But it's really going to just rely on the QB play, in my opinion, if they can score points, because their defense is going to do well enough, and they have really good offense. So, like I said, I think they're probably the best team out the bottom. It's just that quarterback. Cowboys offense, I think, will, but they'll be, if they stay healthy, they'll be top 5 in the league, just for the fact they're going to give up so many fucking points. They have to score a lot of points to stay in it, just like last year. You know what I mean? So, like, the first 5 games, they were leading the league in scoring because they were giving up more points than they were scoring. It was insane. Dak Prescott's got to earn that money.
And that's Cowboys talk.
Yeah?
There we go. I
Zach,
think
you put it
it
in.
will be. I think it'll just be a race between them and Washington.
Yeah.
All year long.
What'd you
That's
say,
my
Griff?
prediction.
I said you put in. I actually wouldn't sleep on the Giants. I don't like Danny Dimes at all. I think he's kind of shitty, but I think the Giants could actually surprise some people. I could definitely see him beating the Cowboys 1 or 2 games for sure. I see him winning both games against the Cowboys.
Wilson
actually,
could go off.
Zach Wilson plays for the Jets, so
Yeah, no.
I said Giants.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, I also saw a funny thing. So on May 4th, right, it's National Star Wars Day, or May the 4th be with you, whatever. So I guess I saw a funny tweet. So it was Daniel Jones tweeted out and said, like, May the 4th be with you all, or something like that. And someone made an edit of him of that Mandalorian show or whatever that was on Disney Plus. It's like a Star Wars show. And it was it was like the Mandalorian guy dressed up like Danny Dimes, and it said the Fumbleorian, and it was him like dropping a football and stuff like that because he has the most fumbles in the NFL since he joined. Damn. That dude is obsessed with fumbling the football.
I saw
Look up his
something
stats. Obsessed with it. He loves it. He loves fumbling the ball.
I saw something today, and it was like today is 5/10, like May 10th, and it was like we should just go ahead and call it 6-0 Day because that's what white dudes like to call it when they're 5'10" or something like that. Like I don't know, it's funny. I butchered it, but we'll just continue to roll on.
Moving on to NHL.
NHL.
Ciao.
NHL. Yes.
Ciao, dude.
Big shit going on in the NHL.
Oh, yeah.
It's the fucking Caps, dude.
Tom Wilson.
Caps,
The
yeah.
Caps.
Did you see it?
So the Caps
Zach?
and Rangers, basically, last Monday, there was kind of like a dog pile around the goal, and the Caps
scrum.
player was on top of a Rangers player who's like face down.
Yeah.
And the Caps player just starts beating him while he's like laying face
first
down.
he checked him in the back of his
there
neck with a
video?
stick. Yeah, you can definitely find a video. So first he was on the ground. He had the stick across the back of his neck, and he was like shoving his face in the ground, which is like really hurt your neck too. And then he started beating him on the ground. It's Tom Wilson, who's known for being a dirty player, also always wins fights. He's like one of the best fighters right now. I've also heard some rumors that the NHL kind of got rid of some of their goons, so he's like just by default he's the best fighter. But
I did see.
started a big brawl.
So at the very beginning of the Caps Rangers game, literally like minute 0, second 0,
as soon as the puck
drop the
dropped.
puck. The first 3 just start like literally gloves fly, fist. No one even goes for the puck at all. All right.
Yeah, watch this,
So
Zach.
three people go into the penalty box. The puck drops again. They actually play for like probably 20 seconds. Like the puck kind of goes down and then back, and then there's another fight. So they pick the puck up, drop the puck again immediately. No one touches the puck. The first 2 throw their gloves down, fight again, and then they drop the puck again. Gloves fly. They fight
yeah.
again.
Yeah.
So at the time,
I did see that there was like 5 people in the penalty box.
Yeah, you said
I saw that picture.
guys being dudes. They're all partying in the box. So I thought it was funny
6
too.
players at once in the penalty box.
So I thought it was funny because Tom Wilson, who started that fight, he's a dirty player, like I said. As soon as he checked in for his line in the game, as soon as he got in, 4 players turn away from the puck and just go towards him to fight him. As soon as he checks in, he jumps over the wall. They all leave the puck and just go to fight him. They aren't even worried about it. Yeah, watch this, Zach.
All right, turn it
Okay.
up.
It's freaking awesome.
So this is the puck drop after the whole thing went down.
Oh hell
Is it
yeah!
all 3? You see how fast that was? They just tossed the gloves.
3 face-offs.
So they end up going nuts. They're fighting forever. They're just having a good old time. They're actually trying to kill each other. So this isn't like a normal hockey.
Hold on,
respect
time
or bro
out.
fight.
So what was what started this?
I'll try to.
I told you.
I
So
know
Tom
it's here
Wilson
'cause I
was
just
checking
watched
the
this
dude's
video
face in the
earlier.
ground.
Oh,
Remember?
okay. Oh, I thought
that was from the night
in
before.
game. Okay,
So
I got
it
you.
did. That was the night
All the
before that
NHL
happened.
fans and the Rangers believe that the Caps player should have been suspended because he was being super dirty with the shit going on, and NHL gave him a $5,000 fine. Like that's gonna do shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
$5,000 to these guys.
Good night out for those guys.
Come on. I think this is it. Okay, so
Yeah,
this player
that's
right
it.
here, 43 it looks like, is the guy that punches and checks this guy that's on the ground. We'll go back 1 second. This is nothing.
And then we go back to Monday night. Probably
Yeah,
tape
43
that
there,
most of
Tom
us
Wilson.
have seen too often, and you see Tom Wilson on Pavel Buchnevich. Ryan Strome tries to get involved to separate Wilson from Buchnevich, and right here, Artemi Panarin.
So that's
Huge
what
fight.
went down. He basically, just punched that guy while he was on the ground and defenseless. And everyone was super upset. And, NHL was blowing up.
That's
Like I
crazy.
said,
We'll
I
have to
just-
watch this whole thing.
Yeah,
after the
later.
show.
Yeah, we can watch it.
So-
They're literally just
just
continue to
nonstop
fight.
fights, yeah.
The announcers or commentators are like, "There's gonna be nobody to play hockey."
I'm telling you, the funniest thing though is after all the fights happen, right? Tom Wilson checks in. And it's still only like 30 seconds in the game because everyone's in the penalty box.
Yeah.
They're playing hockey, and they do hockey subs. They just line jump and jumps in. As soon as he jumps in, 3 guys just turn around 180 and go right towards him and start fighting him. Like, 'cause, like he's the guy who started this shit. Let's go fight him as
That's
soon as he gets in the
awesome,
game.
dude.
Hockey's awesome.
Caps here.
You want to talk about a self-policing sport? Hockey's
Yeah.
self-policing,
That
dude.
is self-policing,
Yeah.
right?
There's just fight the
MLB's
fuck out
kind
of
of
them.
like says they are, but they're not.
Oh, yeah.
Like you can throw at someone, but you're not allowed to throw at someone. But you can kind of charge them out, but you're not. You're not allowed to cuss at people, but you can say what you want.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
MLB don't know what the fuck they are.
That's crazy.
But hockey, you just beat the shit out of a guy as long as you both stand
I
on
love
your feet.
hockey. If Cincinnati had a hockey team, dude, I'd be a huge hockey fan.
Yeah, that'd be.
Cyclones.
Well, I am a big Cyclones fan.
I do like the Cyclones. Yeah.
Go Clones.
It's not the same.
It's
It's like
not
a
the
Ludwig
same.
like in
Not
the
the same at
minor
all.
league soccer.
Yeah.
Right.
It's weird.
Well, dude, in Cincinnati, minor league soccer was hyped up for like ever, and then they went pro, and then nobody likes them.
Yeah, they're like, oh, they don't win. I'm like, yeah,
They're playing against really good
hard to
teams.
win.
Go figure.
Anyways, on the NBA, what you got?
So
Run through it quick.
NBA's running through. The playoffs are coming up. They're out to play the play-in tournament. The first year they're ever doing it. They have a play-in tournament for like the bottom 4 teams, I believe it is. Could be 6 against bottom 4 teams.
Not bottom 4, but
well,
like,
like
the
bottom 4. So it's like
So it's the
7,
first-
8, 9, 10, I believe.
Okay, yeah. So
It
first
could-
6 get in, and then the next 4, the
think-
first 8 get in.
I think is how it is. I can't remember exactly.
Okay.
So
is it still 8 and 8?
So 8 teams still get
When
in.
you
but
said
they're having
bottom
a
4, I pictured
Sorry.
like
No, you're right. My bad.
absolutely a lottery pick. You
So-
guys play each other up there. What are you in
You're
there?
right. So essentially, LeBron was getting some hate because when he first heard about or he said something about like take these teams and make them do a play-in tournament so they can get in because they're all so close together within like one game every year in the bottom like 8 to 9 area. And now the Lakers are going to probably be in the play-in tournament. And he said, "This is the dumbest shit I've ever seen." Like a year later after he said that. So LeBron's getting some hate. LeBron's also been very hurt. The Lakers, I still think, can obviously still win it all, but they're not looking too great. They have no depth this year. That's their big issue. But when LeBron and AD are both playing, they could definitely make a run in the playoffs for sure. Especially LeBron. He just makes the finals.
So playing
That's his
games
thing.
a one game.
I think so, yeah.
So
I don't know all the details on it, but I'm pretty sure it's one game plan.
anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
That's
You're
crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the Brooklyn Nets, everyone thought they were just going to run away with it because they got their super team, but their defense sucks. They were playing the Nuggets, right?
figure.
They were playing the Nuggets. And Zach, see, you're a Nuggets guy, right?
Yeah, I'm a big Nuggets guy.
They were playing the Nuggets, and so I was at the bar with one of my buddies this past weekend, and the Nuggets game was on. We were watching it, and he's a big NBA fan. He was saying like holy shit, like Brooklyn's getting their ass kicked by the Nuggets, and I saw it was like 75 to like 40 or something like that. I was like, Jesus Christ, they're kicking the crap out of them. Then I looked and it was still the second quarter. I'm like, holy shit, they have 75 points in the second quarter. It's like Brooklyn's defense sucks.
When you put 4 really good shooters
Yeah.
on one team, what
Yeah.
do you expect?
Yeah. And so the funny thing is, like, the Nuggets don't even have their second best player. Jamal Murray's out for the season. He's hurt. So they literally are just balling on him. So
I mean, there's been a lot of.
I like the
instances-
Nuggets.
That's what we do, baby.
I'm rooting for the Nuggets outside the Celtics. Celtics don't win it all. I'm rooting for the Nuggets.
Specifically, soccer comes to mind is where there's been so many clubs that have went out and spent a hell of money on like the best players they can find, and they just don't work together.
Yeah. So the one thing with soccer too is that everyone does that though. Like you look at all the top spending,
Yeah.
it's like 12 teams that are spending. Like think about the Dodgers and like double that, and they're spending like all the good teams are spending that, and like it's crazy in soccer because you're right, they have like, no chemistry because they'll play each other for like 1 year and then go to another team, play for 1 year.
Yeah,
go
so
to
there's been
another
teams where there's
Yeah.
literally been like the best players in the world on a team, and they like can't win. Like they don't work together. And I could see an instance in basketball where you think they're the best players, but actually all of them don't play very great defense.
Yeah.
And together,
So-
they definitely don't play very good defense.
The one thing I
you
do
know?
want to say with the Nets though, so Kyrie, KD, and James Harden are the big three there. To be fair, they haven't played a whole lot of games, all three of them together, because they've had some injuries. I think they're all going to be healthy for the playoffs, though, so they'll all be playing together. They're still going to be good. I still think they're going to make the Eastern Conference Finals. I could definitely see them making the finals. I'm rooting for the Celtics. Sad day, though. Jaylen Brown, our second best player, got hurt his wrist. He's out for the season now, so that sucks for the Celtics. Celtics, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were still talking about the Nets. I was
No,
like,
Celtics.
when did you become a Nets fan?
Celtics. Jaylen Brown, second best player, got hurt, so it's gonna be all on Jason Tatum. But Jason Tatum's been balling this year. He had a 62-point game, I believe, 60-point game the other day.
You guys got Romeo Langford on your bench.
Langford on our bench. That dude stays hurt. That dude's like been in the league for like 2 years now, and he's played like 12 games total. But so yeah, that looks good. My official prediction for the finals, right? I've got the Lakers beating the Nets. Lakers beating Nets. Why not? Be lame. Be basic. But I'm rooting for the Celtics and Nuggets. I'm rooting for Celtics Nuggets. So I also want to talk about one thing. So we are bringing it back. Griffin's coming back with his heaters. His heaters. I'm sharp. Don't think about it. Just bet it, baby. It's back.
Let's get it.
It's back. So I was looking through. So this is going to be the game for Tuesday night for you guys to bet on to win some money, win some money there. And I'm like, Don't think about it. Just bet the Orioles money line over the Mets. Over the Mets. The Mets have been absolute trash this year. They've been terrible. Now they actually have a winning record, but they're. I'm just thinking about their team not hitting very well. The second.
Who's pitching for the Mets?
The second
is the big problem.
The second least amount of home runs. The
DeGrom's on the IR.
Yeah,
I saw that.
IL.
So
that's big issue.
The second least amount of home runs in baseball right now is the New York Mets. They don't hit home runs. Most of their runs just come off
the
like
ballpark's also huge.
It is. They can't hit home runs then, right?
Like,
you also got the Orioles.
I feel like people don't factor that stuff in.
Yeah, you're right.
Like
you also got the Orioles. You got Cedric Mullins leading off, who's like batting like 340 this year. He's balling out. I'm going Orioles. I just say take it, right? The Orioles are only like 3 or 4 games worse than them. And it's like minus or plus 140 or something like that. Just go for it. Might as well just double it up. Go for the Orioles money line, parlay it with the over, and then just go for it. Win some money on that. I think don't even think about it. Just bet it.
So if
Orioles
you're a
money
listener
line
and you have at least $100 saved up,
put it on it.
Bet a unit.
Bet a unit.
Bet a unit.
You know what a unit means?
Yeah, it's a percent of your bankroll. Is what I heard.
Yeah.
We also have another bet.
Betting bows.
Yeah.
Betting bows. So this is.
not a dog.
I don't think it's a dog though.
Yeah.
I think it's just like the picks they had.
No. It's all right though.
We've been doing that forever.
I know, but it's not a dog pick anymore.
Oh, it's not a dog.
It's just like it's like their own. Dude,
You're right, because
you want to talk? So
because their one pick is definitely not a dog.
So the word they use in betting, right? They say, "Oh, that's sharp. You're a sharp, right?"
Right.
They're sharps in baseball, dude. They make some money in baseball for everyone. So I believe they had the Blue Jays, right? Blue Jays money line, and they had the White Sox money line.
No. They had the Padres.
Padres money line. Sorry. Padres money line. White Sox. Padres White Sox. That's what it was. Padres and White Sox money line. That was their picks.
So you guys go ahead and bet it. That's some real advice. Griffin, we'll see how you do this
Real
year.
advice. I'll have you know,
because I think that's a bad call.
I went like 13 and 6 in the NFL on my picks, dude.
Yeah.
All right, get us out here, Jake.
Anyways,
sorry, Ben.
thank you guys for listening. Make sure you go check out the fastest growing Instagram account on Instagram, which I know is a damn lie.
Give us a follow.
But go ahead and give us a follow. Thank you. Give us a rate on wherever you're listening to this podcast. Thumbs up, whatever, however you rate us. Make sure other people can come see our content. Thank you. We're out of here. Gridiron Garage.
And here's a great song by MC and the Magic Carpet.
Whores in my head, whores in my head, whores in my head. Father Mackenzie won't pray for dollars, I'll just pray for pennies. Can I get a fifth of Henny? Can I get lit with many?
Can I make Kung Fu Kenny?
If I wanna be on sway, how many times a day do I have to pray? Can I meet Jay? Can I meet Ye? Can I get cray? Can I have a fish fillet? If you fuck with me and Trigger, I will put you in a grave. I hope you rappers' families break, cause your funeral will be too deep, bitch. I've been sinning, I believe that I've been sinning, I've believe that I've been sinning, I believe that I've been sinning, I believe that I've been sinning, I've been believe that I've been sinning. Father Mackenzie, once I get these riches and I get these bitches, can I get forgiveness? I promise, as God is my witness. The devil's why I did this. I don't like drugs, booze, or pot. I just happen to have them on me and I do them a lot. Was a little bit of a nitwit when it came to addiction. Did my 12-step program, check my Fitbit, got a women. Which is it if pussy's not religion? Why's it got all my decisions? I got an admission, Father, I got an addiction. I think I'm addicted to sin, cause everything that's supposed to be bad make me feel so goddamn good. I've been sinning, I've been everything they told me not to was exactly what I would. I've been sinning, I won't everything that's supposed to be bad. 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 I won't. Your father be disgusted when I leave that pussy busted. It's a musser, I fucked her while I was hot and huffing air duster because my NPC is my nightlight. Last night fell asleep half in a Bud Light, but it's alright like a butterfly pimp cause my ego is a blimp. Whale in a world full of shrimp. This ain't Red Lobster, you need to stop. Start running around with some wannabe mobsters getting some cash, trying to flip. Sit in my section, bitch, you need a tip. Nah, don't trip. Watch I be flipping the script like I be flipping the flow. Weather the weather, I'm loyal as shit. You other channel fans be jumping the ship. Talk the talk, can you walk the walk? Whack ass style got me bored as chalk. March fuck when I rush the beat. That's cool to Magic Carpet, let's do it. You know the MC. Whores in my head, 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 whores whores in my head, 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 whores in my head.